Due to unforeseen circumstances, I will be unable to read Stinky Steve 3, Ask Stinky Steve. So today I'll be reading Stinky Steve 4, A Minecraft Battle. Minecraft Steve meets the Burpinator. Chapter 1. It's been a busy week on the server. Unlike the other citizens of Minecraft, I don't get to call it a day at 5 p.m. and crack open a frosty can of soda. Nope. Being a superhero is a 24/7 job. But I don't mind the workload. To tell you the truth, it's nice to be needed, and citizens I save are always so thankful. It might be hard to believe, but these unstoppable farts may just be the best thing that's ever happened to me. I just wish nice people would hang out with me after I rescue them. This week alone, I saved a Steve who got stuck in a tree. He climbed way up to the top to rescue his pet ocelot, but the ocelot jumped down, landing on its feet, leaving his Steve high and dry. Luckily, my farts were toxic enough to decay the leaves on the branches on impact, allowing my new pal Steve to slide down to safety. I also saved a fair maiden's castle from being destroyed by a landslide. I hung onto the tallest turret and timed my butt blast perfectly to reroute the course of the falling rocks and mud. She sure was thankful, but she said no when I asked her out on a date. I wasn't offended. Girls aren't usually too keen on farts, but saving her castle was all in a day's work. My biggest feat was helping an entire village escape from a roaming pack of wolves. I lured the wolves away from villagers' homes with a couple of dead birds who had the bad luck of flying into me. Then I flew in circles to corral the wolves in a thick, impenetrable force field of farts. I call it the farts field, patent pending. Wolves have a heightened sense of smell, and this stink was pretty intense even for me. I can't imagine how putrid it must have been for the wolves. As cool as saving all these people, I'm always looking over my shoulder for the Burpinator. I know he's out there somewhere, one step ahead of me. If only I could figure out who he was or what he wants. I'm a reasonable guy. I'm sure we could work something out. But just in case, I've been working on a new burp detector device. So far, all it has detected are my farts. I'm still working out the kinks. When the burp detector alarm stops, I hear a faint but desperate cry for help. Someone's in trouble. It's time to suit up. I pull on my iron leggings and strap on my gas mask. But being a superhero isn't just about what's on the outside. The real power comes from the inside, so I slurp down 2 full bowls of beans. Cramp, gurgle, lurch, blast off. I zoom into the sky and try to hone in on the voice calling for help. It sounds like it's coming from the old amusement park. The place shut down long ago and is now a hotbed for creepers and zombies. Who in their right mind would go in there now? Sometimes I wonder if I'm saving people from danger or their own frickin' stupidity. When I get closer to the amusement park, I see the place is chock full of zombies, just as I suspected. Time to get down to buttsness. It's like business, but with my butt. I throw down a few fart bombs to shake out any hiding zombies and distract them away from whoever's trapped. I get them all good and mad, then I land in the middle of them. I've got the zombies right where I want them. I reach into my backpack and take out some flint and steel. I strike them together and I get enough of a spark to light my torch. I like my zombies the way I like my burgers, I say. I bend down and put the torch right by the seat of my pants. Well done. I let out a steady, concentrated fart that funnels the lit match and turns my rear end into a flamethrower. Suddenly, I'm roasting 360 degrees of zombie scum. Help, please, a non-zombie voice calls. The call for help is coming from the Hall of Mirrors. I run inside the hall, but as soon as I'm in, wham! The door is shut behind me. Someone slides a shovel between the door handles and I can't get out. I'm trapped. On the other side of the glass, the cries for help get closer and closer until I detect someone staring at me from the other side. It's Alex. Oh, Steve, please help me, she says. I'd be happy to if you can help me get out of here first. I pound on my side of the glass, but there's no getting out. Alex starts laughing, louder and louder, until in the middle of laughing she lets out a huge burp. Excuse me, she says with an evil smile. No, it can't be. The Burpinator's a girl? So we finally meet, I say. I wish you could see the look on your face. Oh, you can. We're in the Hall of Mirrors. Just turn around, the Burpinator continues to laugh. Like I'm gonna fall for that. Superhero rule number 1. Never turn your back on your nemesis. Alex uses a voice that makes me think she's imitating someone, namely me. Hi, I'm Super Steve. I save everyone in Minecraft with my stink powers. I'm so great. She switches back to her regular voice. All you're doing is causing pollution. Speaking of pollution, the double dose of beans I scarfed down earlier isn't done with me yet. My stomach churns. Soon I'll be leaking gas everywhere. There can only be one superhero in Minecraft, Steve. You're no match for the Burpinator. It's time for you to give up. Never! I pound on the glass with my fist, but it's no use. The brown cloud forming under me is already at knee level. Suit yourself, she says. If you don't want to give up being a superhero voluntarily, I'll just watch you slowly destroy yourself with your own farts. The stinky fog surrounding me steadily climbs higher and higher. My clean air supply is shrinking by the second. Why did I eat 2 bowls of beans? For the first time since I discovered my superpowers, I'm scared. Till I see what's approaching, the Burpinator from behind. Alex continues to watch me suffer, but she doesn't see the group of zombies walking towards her. She's certainly made it clear that we aren't friends, so I feel no obligation to tell her she's about to be the main course at an all-you-can-eat zombie buffet. Unfortunately, the Burpinator's pretty smart. She catches my eyes looking over her shoulder and whips around to follow my gaze. Zombies again? Sit tight and watch how a real superhero handles this. The Burpinator zooms over to the concession stand across from the Hall of Mirrors and hops over the counter. Out of view, in just a few seconds, she leaps out again and lands before the army of zombies. She opens her mouth and lets out the loudest supersonic burp I've ever heard. I'd be impressed, if she wasn't trying to end me. She's doing a great job, too. My farts have me surrounded. I'm running out of oxygen and I feel nauseous and woozy. I drop to my knees and try to breathe through my shirt, and it barely helps. Everything's going dark and fuzzy, but I catch the Burpinator kicking zombie butt. Her super burps launch several zombies into the air. Just as I'm about to lose consciousness, she turns and faces another herd of zombies. This time, her monstrous belch picks up a trash can and a bench and sends them flying into the glass doors in the Hall of Mirrors. They shatter upon impact, and my noxious gas disperses into the atmosphere. I take a huge breath of fresh, clean air and climb to my feet. Time to escape. I blast into the sky, putting as much distance as possible between the Burpinator and me. I hear her screams far below me. No! Think, Steve. This is no ordinary supervillain you're dealing with. No, this foe is extra powerful. Girl powerful. This isn't the kind of battle I can win with my butt. With a girl, you also have to use your brain. To be an evil genius, you've got to think like an evil genius. The Burpinator probably expects me to flee far, far away after such a rancid brush with death, so I decided to surprise her and head back to the abandoned amusement park. If I were a supervillain, an abandoned amusement park would be the perfect home base. No one around to snoop into your evil plans, plus all the soda, snacks, and free rides you can handle. Wait a minute, that sounds awesome. I hate to say it, but this girl really might be a genius. I duck into a minecart on an out-of-commission roller coaster. From here I can see the whole park beneath me without being seen. Okay, if I'd just fought a platoon and a half of zombies and accidentally set my nemesis free after I had him right where I wanted him, where would I go? I'd be exhausted and mad, and I'd probably want to cool down with an ice cold bingo. I scan the park for the concession stand, and sure enough, there's the Burpinator angrily stomping around behind the counter. I should be a detective. She comes out with the biggest cup of soda I've ever seen. So huge she has to use 2 hands to hold it. I understand wanting to drown your sorrows, but this is ridiculous. She takes a drink, and a few seconds later, she lets out a loud burp. Aha! So that's how she's getting her powers. I watched the Burpinator take her giant cup of burp juice onto the carousel. She may be an evil belch-ridden genius, but she's still a girl. She chooses the unicorn with the pink mane. Now's my chance. I hop down in the minecart coaster and make a dash for the concession stand. Where could that soda machine be? Ooh, cotton candy. My biggest weakness. Not really. I just love cotton candy. But back to the task at hand. When I find the fountain I'm looking for, it's no ordinary soda fountain. This is a dastardly dispenser of carbonated concoctions. Each flavor features a different potion to enchant and weaponize the gas in the Burpinator's gullet. Radioactive root beer, lemon lime liquefier, ginger ale grenades. And the one she must have used fighting those zombies earlier. Sonic sarsaparilla. These are some pretty powerful potions, but I feel there's still room for improvement. These flavors could really pack a punch if they were somehow rigged with TNT, and luckily I just happen to have some on me with the Burpinator's name all over it. I take out my supply of TNT and rig the soda fountain with the explosives. If she presses a single button on this fountain, the TNT will detonate. The next time she comes by to fill up, she'll blow up. Steve! I almost jump out of my skin. Steve, I know you're here. How does she know? I can smell you. The Burpinator's voice gets closer. I can hear her sniffing me out. I make it out of the concession stand just as the Burpinator barges in. Uh-oh, better pick up the pace. It's only a matter of time before... Kaboom! The concession stand shoots up into the sky and lands on top of the carousel. But the Burpinator is still standing, armed with another giant cup of soda. You'll pay for this, Steve, she screams. She takes a sip and aims a burp straight towards me. Thankfully, I have just enough gas left in my stank tank to safely fart my way above it. Her burp hits the Ferris wheel behind me and knocks it over with a blinding explosion. At least now I know what she's packing in that cup. Ginger ale grenade. I'm gonna need a miracle and some more beans pronto. There's a hot dog cart in this park somewhere. There has to be. I remember coming here and always getting a fresh hot dog after working up an appetite screaming my head off on the roller coaster. The vendor had to make mine fresh because I couldn't handle the chili that came on the regular hot dogs. The spicy bean mixture gave me the worst gas I've ever had, but right now my life depends on it. I don't have time to stroll down memory lane. The Burpinator keeps launching her gullet grenades in my direction, and I'm running out of things to hide behind. Around the corner from the demolished Hall of Mirrors, I spot the red and yellow flags I'm looking for. The hot dog cart is only a few yards away. I just need a diversion to give me enough time to scarf down some chili and let it work some magic. The Burpinator is still sniffing me out. Only there's a way to throw her off my scent. I absent-mindedly reach into my pocket and touch upon the perfect solution. Aha! My cotton candy. I take out the fluffy wad of soft, sugary goodness. Unfortunately, this sweet treat will have to be sacrificed in the good name of gas. Cotton is excellent at holding odors. I crouch down behind a garbage can and desperately squeeze out one of the last farts out on the cotton candy. Sorry, cotton candy. I've created the perfect decoy. I can throw my scent double into a bumper car and run into the opposite direction towards the hot dog stand. It works like a charm. The Burpinator follows my scent into the bumper car arena, and I have enough time to chow down on fart fuel. I'm halfway through a bucket of chili when a sharp pain wrenches through my stomach. The cramp brings me to my knees. I've never been so grateful to be uncomfortable. Stinky Steve is back. Here I am. Come out and fight me, I call out from what's left of the Hall of Mirrors. The Burpinator arrives sooner than I expected. With pleasure. She takes another long draw on her soda, then pauses, turns her head, and blasts a burp at me. Little does she know I'm excellent at fire drills. I stop, drop, and roll out of the burp's path. Hits one of the mirrors and ricochets back to send her flying into a wall of oversized stuffed animals. She's not hurt, but her ego is. She tries to get up. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I hover above her thanks to fart propulsion. She stands up anyway into a thick haze of chili dog fog. She coughs and her eyes water. I warned you, I say. She takes a drink. The telltale slurp sound lets us both know she's empty. Now's my chance. She seethes and makes a break for the concession stand. I zoom over her and start crop dusting her path with farts. I certainly don't want her to fill up again. I don't want to know what the lemon lime liquefier can do. The smell coming from my butt is especially rank, but the Burpinator is one tough cookie. She folds her straw in half and sticks an end up each nostril to plug her nose as she sprints to her soda supply. She slides under the fountain like she's stealing home plate and she drinks straight from the nozzles, gulping down gallons of each enchanted soda. I rush to stop her, but I'm halted in my tracks by another massive bubbling cramp. I can't move as the gas inflates my belly like a balloon animal. Meanwhile, the Burpinator is still pressing the tap on the soda fountain, but nothing comes out. She drank all the soda. Alex gets to her feet, swollen to twice her size with bubbles and fizz. She laughs the kind of maniacal laugh I've only heard in movies. But I still can't move. The pressure of the gas builds inside me and doesn't come out. I knew that hot dog chili was a gamble. I'm going to implode and the Burpinator will be victorious. Uh-oh. Never mind. The biggest, loudest tornado of a fart roars out of my rear with a force so strong I have to hold onto the railing to keep from being propelled into space. The massive blast hits the amusement park like an earthquake. shaking all the remaining rides and buildings down to piles of dust, and "You must be this tall to ride" signs. When the last of the gas blast has passed, I land on my feet and face the Burpinator. Her hair's been blown straight back. If she weren't my nemesis, I'd almost think she looked cute. Don't tell her I said that. Are your ears ringing? Because mine are. Is that all you got? She yells. Say goodbye, Steve. She opens her mouth, but nothing happens. We're both surprised, and it actually gets a little awkward standing there, looking at each other in silence. A low rumbling starts, deep from within the Burpinator's belly. Suddenly, she inflates like a human hot air balloon until her toes can't reach the ground. Whoa, whoa, whoa! She's a good 2 feet above the ground. She keeps swelling larger and larger. Steve, you have to help me! If I hadn't seen her drink all that soda with my own eyes, I might think this was another trap. But this time, her pleas are real. She may be my nemesis, but she's still a citizen of Minecraft. Okay, stay calm. I'm going to help you, but you aren't going to like it. What does that mean? I take out my diamond sword from my big backpack. I hope you brought a good book with you, I say. Why? She asks. Because you're about to take a long flight. I stick the sword in the Burpinator's belly, and she takes off across the blue Minecraft sky. The carbonated power of several gallons of enchanted soda hurl the Burpinator high into the air. In a matter of seconds, she's nothing but a tiny, furious dot on the horizon. I'll get you for this, Stinky Steve. You haven't seen the last of me. Sigh. Girls just can't seem to get away from me fast enough. This is the epilogue. Since the Burpinator went soaring over the server in her fizzy demise, things have been pretty quiet around here. Too quiet. Of course, I don't let that stop me from taking a load off for a while. Back at home, I pop a couple of chickens in my furnace. A savory scent fills the air, and for once it's not coming from my butt. It's so warm and toasty with the aroma of roasted chicken. I wish I had someone to share it with, but company is hard to come by when you're a superhero. And even harder to come by when your superpower is stinky farts. Knock, knock. Who could that be? When I open the door, I find not a person but a package. It's from the Burpinator, and a bowl of beans and a note that says, "This isn't over." Sure it is, I think, totally and completely. But when I go back in the house, my chicken is gone, and so is my treasure chest, and everything I own. Time to heat up some beans.